First and goal to go.
So first down and goal for the Cats from just outside the 5. Hopwood pitches it back off the right side. This is Sam Hafner with the carry. He'll get down inside the 5 to near the 3-yard line. By the way, I apologize for our stream issues there. I do believe we have that fixed. You haven't missed a whole lot if you're waiting for this thing back home. About 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, so we're just underway. Herscher leads at 7-0 off a, what was that? 46-yard touchdown run. And Wilmington has it second down and goal from the 3. Hopwood fires it near side, caught for a touchdown. I believe that's Connor Dempsey on a 3-yard touchdown reception. Good throw from Keaton, and it's now a 7-6 lead for Herscher.
That was beautiful. And I love the touch he put on it. He got a nice little floating in right down above the defensive guy's hands, right down into his. Nice job.
All right, Trey Shaw on to attempt the extra point. So if you're just joining us here, you've been hanging around. There, not a lot of time has gone off that clock, so there's plenty of football to check out tonight. Good snap, good hold. The kick from Shaw is good as well. And Wilmington brings it back to a 7-7 tie. We'll take ourselves a break, come back with more Cats football here in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Phelan Acres Bible Church is the perfect place if you are looking for a church to call home. They have services every week, including Sunday school at 9:45, morning worship at 11, and Wednesday night prayer meetings at 7. Phelan Acres Bible Church is located at 26009 Willow Lane in Wilmington, Illinois. And for more information, call 815-476-7818. That's 815-476-7818. If you are looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
So a fumble off the kickoff and an onside kick. Was that more of a line drive? I was looking down at that at the time of that whole thing, but Wilmington ended up with it.
Bad thing was I turned around to tap you on the shoulder, but they just kicking off. When I looked back up, the ball was down here. It was an onside kick, I guess. And
I glanced down, and there it went. I've had a few issues here tonight. We're trying to get a cord situation fixed, and that went haywire. And then the stream was kind of all over the place at the beginning. I think we have that fixed.
Why don't you just
and then
rerun it there for us?
Then I glanced down, and it was what must have been an onside kick that Wilmington ended up with at the 49-yard line. So a turnover on Herscher gives it right back to the Cats.
Yeah, I saw in the corner of my eye you weren't looking up, so I turned around and tapped you on the shoulder, and he kicked it just as I did that. So I'm not sure what it was either, but I think it was an onside kick because it was right. It wasn't just to the 50-yard line.
I might have just ricocheted off somebody too. Who knows? All right, so Wilmington will have it 1st and 10 from their own 49. And again, if you're just kind of tuning in or the stream just kind of caught up to you a little bit, Herscher got the ball first, scored with, was it 10-17 or something to go in the first quarter as they went straight down the field.
10-27.
And had a touchdown run, a lengthy touchdown run of 46 yards. Wilmington got it back. They went straight down the field and scored, and now they get the fumble on the kickoff, and here goes Connor Dempsey up the sideline. Dempsey's going to go all the way to the end zone. Connor Dempsey, a 51-yard touchdown run for Wilmington, and the Cats lead it 13-7 with 7:23 to go in the opening quarter.
It's exactly the same play they ran before when they got the 46-yard run. Took it off left tackle, broke into the open, outrun them to the right side of the field, down the right sideline.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. We've only had, 4.5 minutes of football, and
3 touchdowns.
It's going to be 110 to 105 before the game's over as Trey Shaw comes on to attempt the extra point, and that kick is good. And Wilmington now leads at 14-7 with 7:23 to go in the opening quarter. We'll take a break, come back with more Cats football here in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
All right, 7:23 to go. Here's another short kick. This is going to bounce at the 35, and that got touched out of bounds by Herscher player on the near side. That's Camden Burns, who tried to come down with it, just kind of ricocheted out of bounds. And Herscher will have it 1st and 10 from their own 33, almost the 34. In fact, that's where they're going to put it down, is right on the 34-yard line. It seems like we haven't seen Herscher's offense in a while, but there's still 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Trips receivers to the near side, one to the far. Out of what appears to be more of a pistol formation this time is Carter Hendricks with Dorsey behind him. Handoff goes to Dorsey up the middle, and that will be a gain of 4 or so on first down as Hafner steps up to make the stop. So 2nd down and 6 for Herscher. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Actually, 2 receivers to the far side now as Hendricks with Dorsey to his right in the backfield. Fakes the pitch. Hendricks going to keep it himself. Going to get a couple of yards, but not a whole lot there. Good job by Wilmington to just string it out a little bit. About a gain of 2 yards as Trey Shaw in on the stop for Wilmington. And now Herscher facing a 3rd and 4. And for the Tigers, you really need to convert here as poorly as their defense has played to start this game.
They do know huddling up. They line up and then wait for the signals to come in from the bench.
All right, trips to the near side. They'll swing it over here. That caught by the big wide receiver on the near side. That's Max Becker. He just drags people all the way across midfield down to the 48. That's a gain of, let's call it 12 yards for Max Becker off that reception. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Herscher.
They're going to have to come up closer on Max, so he's going to rule the day continuously.
Well, the thing is, you should be able to play up close on him because I can't imagine he's lightning quick.
Right.
Pitch goes far side. This is Dorsey trying to get the corner and does for a second, but very good pursuit. Tafoya strung it out, and eventually for the Cats, I believe that's Cameron Holman who ends up wrapping him up after a nice job by Tafoya to kind of push him to the outside, and Holman finished everything up. So 2nd down and 9 for Herscher from the 46-yard line now of Wilmington. 5:35 to go in this first quarter. Again, 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. Out of the shotgun this time is Hendricks with Dorsey to his left. A receiver coming in motion, a handoff on basically the jet sweep. And there is a ton of room up the near sideline, inside the 25, all the way down to the 20-yard line. A gain of 26 on that run by Camden Burns. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Herscher from the Wilmington 20-yard line.
This has not been a night when the defenses have stood out.
Yeah, it's not been, the last few weeks, the Piatone game, you're kind of going, well, whoever gets the ball last, and as far as, like, there's not enough time to get the ball back because you're just chewing up clock and getting points. This is exactly the opposite. Trips receivers to the far side, and a faked pitch, and a real nice job by Cameron Holman.
He just stayed right home.
That pitch was faked to the outside by Hendricks, and Cameron Holman was having none of that.
Boy, he didn't even get a full yard. He got about a foot.
So to bring up 2nd down and 10 for Herscher.
In fact, he didn't get anything.
And again, what's interesting about Herscher is they run this spread, but they run the ball really more than they pass it. They run a lot.
Yeah, they got all the defenders spread out all over the field.
Trips receivers to the far side. They're going to swing out on a wide receiver screen, and that goes nowhere.
Nice.
Tafoya absolutely blew that up after a gain of a yard. I want to say that's looks like it might be Grant Goitia, number 7. I mean, he's listed as a quarterback, but that's what it looked like to me.
Well, we'll give it to him.
I mean, I think that's who it is out there. It'll bring up 3rd down. And by the way, I think, because it's white jerseys with gold numbers, and that is not a good combination.
You can't hardly see what they are up here.
So 3rd down, and we'll call it 8 with trips receivers to the near side. 1 to the far, out of the gun again as Hendricks drops back to pass, looking near side. Now goes to the far side, going to try to scramble. Now comes back to the near side, goes back up the middle, breaks 1 tackle, and he might go for a touchdown. Touchdown Herscher on a play that looked like absolutely nothing was going to happen. Carter Hendricks just ran around in circles and then just took off up the middle of the field and scored.
Now, there's not much to come on there. They just couldn't wrap him up. He went around in circles this way and that way. And
an 18-yard touchdown run on a play that looked like was going to lose a few yards at first.
Should have.
That was the most unorthodox touchdown run maybe ever. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is right down the middle. Boy, does that kid have a leg. Jacob Schultz bangs it through. 14-14 is the tie. 3:40 to go opening quarter. We'll take a break, come back with more Cats football in a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900.
3:40 to go opening quarter, and we've already seen a ton of points. Matter of fact, we've seen more points than we've seen in some games this year, and we still have a decent chunk of the first quarter to go. So we'll tee it up at the 40, kicking off right to left as Jacob Schultz once again will do the honors. And boy, did he really put the ball through the uprights on that last extra point. I mean, if you need him to kick a field goal at some point during a game, I'm pretty sure he can do it.
I think it'd be no trouble at all.
My goodness, this kickoff is going to come down at the 10 and is batted down at the 1 and then picked up across the 20 to the 23-yard line as Tafoya comes out with it. I don't know how in the world he wasn't in the end zone, but
he just was right short of it. He almost was.
So 3:34 to go here in the opening quarter. Wilmington will have it 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. It's been an interesting night, and by interesting I mean no defense on either side, really. And I haven't seen anything from Herscher that says they got any chance of stopping anything long-term either.
No, they have not impressed you in that fashion at all.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this whole thing changes in the second quarter, but they show 6 linemen up front as the handoff comes near side. Huge hole. Trey Shaw across the 30 out to the 31-yard line. Looks like Dorsey on the stop for Herscher will bring up 2nd down and 3 after a gain of 7 for Trey. Boy, across there up front, Hunter Whitlow at 6'1", 210 pounds.
Yeah, that's Trey. Oh.
Also, Mike Thiessen, a 5'11", 205-pounder out there in the middle of the field. And there's some bigger guys than that in that front line for Herscher. Handoff comes near side. Shaw broke a tackle, but there's not much room there. And he'll bring up 3rd down here for the Cats. Also up front, Cole Turner, a 5'8", 290-pound defensive lineman.
Yeah, the one big defensive lineman, the left tackle, he just went straight down on the ground underneath the offensive lineman, bottled that play up when he went to go down to that side. There was no hole because he was in it.
Well, that's a decent-sized defensive line for sure.
You're right.
So 3rd down and 3 for Wilmington from their own 31. Shaw went in motion and then stopped and went back. Pitch back to Connor Dempsey. Breaks it back off the near side. Shoves a defender forward all across the 40 to the 43-yard line.
What a run.
As he just trucks right over the top of Reese Toback. And a gain of 9 yards for Connor Dempsey and a Wilmington 1st down out to their own 45-yard line.
Well, Toback was right on him, had him by the shoulder pads, but he just put his feet down underneath him and shoved him right on up the field and got about another 6-7 yards.
So the clock rolls down to 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. The action has slowed down a little bit. For a while there, it was touchdown every minute or so. Again, 6 shown up front for Herscher. Huge hole off the right side. Trey Shaw breaks a tackle. Still going all the way down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. That's a 16-yard rush for Trey Shaw and a 1st down. And I'm going to tell you something. That's a gigantic hole off the right side. I mean, for putting 6 guys on up front on that defensive line, you would think there would be a smaller gap than that.
And there's some big horses up there, too, I'll tell you what. But they're getting that initial opening. They're committing more men up front, so there's not as many in the backfield to hang on to the guys.
All right, 1st and 10 for Wilmington from the 39-yard line of Herscher. Handoff right up the middle to the fullback. I was trying to see who that was. Gain of 2 yards. That is Sam Chapman. And Chapman, by the way, I think ended up getting the start here tonight. And I haven't seen Rodewald. So Sam Chapman gets the carry there, picks up a yard or 2. We'll give him 2. 2nd down and 8 for Wilmington from the 38-yard line. Almost the 37 of Herscher. Back to the double wing with Chapman at fullback still. And again, the stop motion from Trey Shaw. And the handoff comes right side. Shaw inside the 35, down to the 34-yard line. Pick up about 3 or 4 yards. Well, how in the world do we have one? You have one official spotting it at the 36 and the other one at the 34. I don't know how that happens.
But finally, the other guy changed over there.
So 3rd and 5 here for Wilmington from the 34-yard line of Herscher. Down to 12 seconds to go in the quarter. Don't know if they'll get another play up before the end of this quarter or not. Hopwood looks back to take a glance at how much time is on the clock, and they will get one more playoff. Handoff right side. This is Shaw. Another hole inside the 30 all the way down near the 27-yard line. And that will be a gain of 8 more for Trey Shaw. A Wilmington first down as we end the first quarter of play. End of one, Wilmington 14, Herscher 14. Back with your second quarter here in a moment. You're listening to Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk, Allred & Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk, Allred & Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk, Allred & Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk, Allred & Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk, Allred & Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
First and 10 for Wilmington from the Herscher 27-yard line. Again, Chapman in there at fullback, Shaw to one side, and Connor Dempsey to the other. Hopwood under center now. 6 shown in that defensive front for Herscher. Handoff right side. Big hole, Trey Shaw inside the 25, down near the 20-yard line before he's finally stopped. And it will be a gain of 8 yards. Second down and 2 for Wilmington here as Sam Chapman comes in to replace Trey Shaw. So second and 2 for Wilmington down at the 19-yard line of Herscher. Again, they're really trying to stack that defensive front. Handoff left side. Connor Dempsey has a first down, breaks a tackle inside the 15.
Ran over a couple more guys.
And all the way down near the 10-yard line before he's tripped up. Give him about 8 more yards, and it'll bring up first and 10 for Wilmington from the 11-yard line of Herscher. So the Cats can get a first down, but it would be around the 1-yard line.
You're right. Just about the 1-yard line, maybe 1.5 to be exact.
So back to the double wing again. Hopwood under center, 11 minutes to go in the half. And the Hopwood will keep it on a broken play, and he's going to score a touchdown. Keaton Hopwood scores a touchdown on a play that was completely broken. He went to hand it off to the left side. There was nobody there, so he just turned around and ran straight up the gut and scored a touchdown.
Boy, he broke right through there just amazingly. And I've loved the way tonight the guys had a second, third effort after somebody gets a hold of them. They just keep on churning.
I mean, you could have a couple of guys go for 200 yards tonight the way this thing is going. 2014 is the lead for Wilmington here. 10:49 to go in the half, and we're awaiting the extra point. There is an injured player for Herscher, but he's running off the field on the far side, so it appears like he will be okay.
Early score check. Coal City is leading Sandwich 13-0. Plano is 7-0 over Peatone. So Coal City is racking up again.
No big surprise there. Plano Peatone could go either way, I guess. So Shaw on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Kyle Humphreys. And the kick is good, and Wilmington leads it 21-14 over Herscher. 10:49 to go in the half. Take a break, come back with more Cats football in just a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com.
10:49 to go in the half. Wilmington leads at 21-14 on a night where we could see, I don't know, 150 points at least. That's kind of what we're on track for here. So Herscher will take over 1st and 10. We're sorry for that connection issue. I might have to work on that too here before the night's over. Handoff comes near side. Big 30 to the 35-yard line. Out to the 36 as Matt Dorsey picks up about 14 more on that run.
He's carried the ball 6 times for 52 yards.
So handoff comes near side. Again, big hole across the 35 out to the 39-yard line. As it's Dorsey again for a gain of about 3 more. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
Yeah. Kind of may give the idea he's going to go quite a ways, but they closed it down pretty fast. Right now, a 3-yard gain is an amazingly short run.
Yeah, I realized we had a little bit of a connection issue there. We're going to keep an eye on it. Right now, it seems to be okay, but if we keep having issues, we might have to reboot something here. But for now, it seems to be all right. Receiver in motion, keeping it is Hendricks, and that's going to go nowhere. As a matter of fact, that's a huge loss, about 6-yard loss as he's taken the snap out of the shotgun. Hafner ends up dropping him, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 11 for Herscher back at their own 35-yard line.
There was Hafner and another Wildcat back with him. In fact, I think there was a second one that was not very far off. They got him back in the backfield about 6 yards deep.
So 3rd down and 11 here for Herscher from their own 35. Hendricks drops back to pass, fires down the middle of the field, tipped, intercepted. Connor Dempsey has it inside the 45, inside the 40. There's a flag down, but the interception is going to stand. This is way after the interception by Dempsey. It's out at the 48-yard line of Wilmington. Probably Keaton Hopwood picking up a penalty way away from the play. And Coach Rain's none too pleased with that because Dempsey was clear up the sideline a good 15, 20 yards away from what happened back at the 50. And it's a personal foul on Wilmington, but the interception will stand.
That was a silly penalty. The coach is not going to be happy about that.
No.
He's got him over now, didn't he? No, he's got take that back.
So it will be Wildcat football, but much further back than originally anticipated, as this is going to go all the way back to the Wilmington 35-yard line, and Connor Dempsey had it all the way to the Herscher 35, I think, or somewhere in that neighborhood. That's a huge difference of 30 yards on a play that really had no bearing return whatsoever. So the Cats will have it 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line, but the positive spin to that is the deflected pass ended up being an interception for Dempsey, and Wilmington gets the football back after another Herscher turnover. Back to double for the Cats. As the handoff goes up the middle, Chapman breaks it free. Sam Chapman inside the 40, inside the 30. Chapman makes a move all the way down to the 16-yard line. What a run by Sam Chapman.
Wow.
A gain of 49 yards for Sam Chapman.
Boy, where'd that come from? I don't know who the guy that finally caught him was. He had a little bit of an angle on him and finally caught him down around the 16-yard line. What a run.
So Chapman ends up with a 49-yard run. Again, I am aware of some of the connection things here. We're going to work our way through that until I get a break. There's another run off the left side. Dempsey breaks a couple of tackles.
Boy, he sure
down
did.
inside the 10 to the 9, maybe the 8-yard line. Give Connor Dempsey a gain of about 9 yards. That'll bring up second down and 1 for Wilmington. And what a run by Sam Chapman. My goodness.
He came flying through there like a race car coming down the finish line.
So Wilmington has it second down and a yard from the 7-yard line. Handoff comes left side. Dempsey, another hole inside the 5, churning, and he's close to the goal line, down to the 1. And not quite in, so give Connor Dempsey a gain of 6 yards. It'll bring up first down and goal for Wilmington from the 1-yard line with 7:37 to go in the half.
Well, and you want to score when you get these kind of opportunities. Because, man, they've, speaking of Herscher, has been able to move the ball themselves quite well.
So first down and goal from the 1-yard line. Hopwood back under center. Handoff goes left side, and Dempsey with an easy touchdown run of 1 yard. And Wilmington leads at 27-14 with 7:15 to go in the half.
Wow. What nice running. And Dempsey, they run before that, they had a guy, I think, up high on him. The guy had his arms around his legs, around his ankles. He just kept moving and churning and pulling until he got all the way down to the 1-yard line.
So Trey Shaw on to attempt the extra point here. Good snap, good hold. Shaw, a knuckler, but that's going to get through anyway. 28-14 is the lead for Wilmington. 7:15 to go in the half. We'll take a break, come back with more Cats football in just a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
If you are looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Warren's Collision Center is your hometown body shop. Your vehicle will get expert care with their drive-on frame rack and in their Bink spray booth. Warren's offers free estimates, pickup and delivery service, and they will get you set up with a loaner car while yours is in the shop. Warren's Collision Center is located at 242 North Front Street in Braidwood, or online anytime at warrenscollision.com. That's warrenscollision.com. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair.
So 7:15 to go in the half as Wilmington leads it 28-14. The Cats will get set to kick off once again. Trey Shaw with a shorter kick. This bounces down to the 20-yard line, taken out across the 30 to near the 35, and Herscher will start there, 1st and 10, trailing by a couple of touchdowns.
Well, now let's see if that Wilmington defense can rise up again and stop them one more time here. Get it back from before the half and get another score.
So 1st down and 10 for Herscher from their own 35-yard line, well, almost the 36. Now a two-back set in the backfield. The pitch comes near side, across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Good stop made there by Rodewald, who has made an appearance here tonight. Has a gain of a yard on that run. I want to say, was that Camden Burns on the carry? I think that's what it is.
All right, we'll give Mr. Byrne the yard. 2nd down and 9.
So trips receivers to the near side, one to the far. Onto the shotgun is Carter Hendricks. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, fires deep down the far sideline, and that is caught down to the Wilmington 30-yard line. Well, out there in coverage is Keaton Hopwood, but Max Becker got back and made the catch. So a gain of 33 yards on the pass play from Hendricks to Becker. And Herscher has it 1st and 10 from the Wilmington 30 with 6:30 to go in the half.
The mistake Hopwood made was when Becker turned around to go after the ball. He didn't turn around.
Yeah, he didn't. Yep.
He could have. He could have gotten there. It was a shortened pass, so, but he didn't. He didn't take advantage of the opportunity.
Trips receivers to the near side. One to the far out of the gun is Hendricks at the back to his right. He'll hand it off to Dorsey trying to get the corner. Does briefly, but only for a gain of a couple. Good pursuit by the Wilmington defenders to the far side. 2 or 3 of them ushering him out of bounds. So it'll bring up 2nd down and close to 8 or so, maybe 7. Somewhere in between, 7.5.
You're right, about 7.5.
6:25 to go in the half as the clock stops here. A bunched trips receiver set to the near side, right off the line of scrimmage, or at least the line on the near side. Pass comes near side. This is Burns. Breaks a tackle inside the 20. Burns inside the 15 before he's finally dropped as he broke the tackle of Tafoya. A gain of 15 yards on the throw to Camden Burns, and it's 1st and 10 for Herscher from the 14, maybe the 13 of Wilmington.
Boy, they're just moving right down the field again.
This has not been a stellar defensive effort on either side of tonight.
No, it has not.
Trips receiver to the far side, one to the near. Hendricks out of the gun, fakes the handoff, drops back. He did have a receiver on the far side, and he's sacked back at the 20-yard line. As in on the stop for Wilmington is Cameron Harbor, as Harbor drops him for a loss of about 6. It'll bring up 2nd down and 16 from about the 19-yard line of Wilmington.
That's something they haven't done tonight, is bring that blitz in there, and he's had time just to stand back there and wait till it was right time to throw it. They changed around. Coach called the blitz, and boy, that nailed him right quick.
Out of the gun again, trips receivers to the far side. Hendricks pulls it back down, tries to run with it, and that's not going to work too well. A gain of maybe 3 that time around. Good pursuit for Wilmington. Rodewald over there.
Once again, they got somebody in the backfield that time from the rush and forced him to make his move and not stay back there and throw the ball.
So 3rd and 14, 5 minutes to go in the half. We'll see how Herscher plays this here. Probably based on how many yards they pick up here on 3rd down. We'll decide what they want to try on 4th.
I got that guy with the strong leg. You can boot it for a country mile.
Field goal is a viable option for sure. 2 receivers to either side. Hendricks out of the gun, drops back to pass. Looks over the middle, fires. It's caught. And nope, they're going to say dropped it down at the 1, maybe the 2-yard line. It looked like it was initially caught, but good job by the Wilmington defender to knock it away. And it will bring up 4th down and 14. And Herscher is going to try a field goal, which for Jacob Schultz
is a chip shot.
Is should be well within his range based upon what we've seen so far tonight.
Tell you what, that guy can kick the ball.
Well, they're going to put the ball down at the 24-yard line, so it'll be a 34-yard field goal attempt for Herscher. Again, going left to right here. Snap is a little high, and the kick is partially blocked, and it's not going to make it. I believe, was that Connor Dempsey who got a hand on it? I think it was, and that would have had plenty of leg. It almost had enough leg off the block.
Yeah, it just about did.
I would say he has no problem kicking the ball from there, but a good job by Wilmington special teams to come up with a blocked field goal, and Wilmington will take over, and that's a big win for this Wildcats defense that has given up some yardage and some points here in this first half. And for Wilmington, you still have plenty of time, 4.5 minutes to go in this half, and if you can get down the field and tack on another one, it makes it really difficult on Herscher. So 1st and 10 for the Cats from their own 20-yard line here, back to the double wing, handoff near side across the 20, and a broken tackle. Connor Dempsey up the middle of the field across midfield. He's going to get caught, but down to the 27-yard line of Herscher as Connor Dempsey broke a couple of tackles and then just took off. A gain of 45. That moved so fast, I was trying to figure it out myself. Connor Dempsey broke a couple of tackles and then out in the open field that he was chased down by a guy who was much bigger than him, showing decent speed.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I wouldn't tell you who it is, but it's so difficult to see jersey numbers tonight. So 1st and 10, handoff comes left side. This is that Hafner? Off the left side, he'll pick up
it is Hafner.
Close to 5. It'll bring up 2nd down, and let's call it 6 for Wilmington after a gain of 4 yards. 3:45 to go in the half.
Oh.
Wildcats lead at 28-14.
That was Sam's second carry tonight. He's got a total of 7 yards. Yeah, Reed Custer's actually ahead of Lyle.
Yeah, Reed Custer, a 7-0 lead on the Lyle Lions. Boy, would that be some news tonight.
It sure would.
So 2nd down and a long 6. Hopwood under center, hands it off left side, and Hafner gets stacked up after a gain of a yard, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for Wilmington. As Dempsey appears to be ready to come back in here after getting a breather. Dempsey and Rodewald both check in.
Rodewald hadn't carried the ball tonight, I don't believe. Nope.
Well, Rodewald did not play for the first part of this game. Sam Chapman was in there, and he broke off a big run.
Boy. Yeah, he had a 49-yard run.
3rd down and 5 for Wilmington. Again, back to the double wing. Hopwood under center. Handoff right side. This is Shaw, and he runs right over the top of a defender and down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. A gain of 9 for Trey, and a 1st down for Wilmington.
Boy.
My goodness.
He met a guy head on and just drove him down the field.
By the way, the left tackle tonight for Wilmington continues to be Dave Schnitker, who's gotten the most out of his opportunity this year. The 6'3", 304-pound junior. Just to his left, I believe, is Cameron Harbor at 5'9", 190 pounds. We'll give you more of that offensive line here in a minute. This is Shaw working right side. Not much there. Maybe a gain of a yard. And that's about it. Also up front for Wilmington, Ethan White, 5'9", 198-pound senior.
Let's see. I guess we can give him no gain.
Well, I guess no gain.
No gain, I guess.
So Jack Kettman up there as well, 5'11", 205-pound senior. And near side comes Hopwood, looking to throw it downfield. Fires it into the end zone. Has a receiver. It is caught.
Touchdown.
Caught for a touchdown. Trey Shaw in the middle of double coverage. Shaw comes down. Is it Harbor? No, it is Cameron Harbor. I saw a 3, and I just assumed it was Trey Shaw. It's Cameron Harbor. Harbor on a 14-yard touchdown reception. I just saw 3, immediately assumed it was Trey. It's Cameron Harbor with a 14-yard catch. 34-14 the lead for Wilmington as Cox going out there, and he's limping his way out. Jesse not 100% by any stretch of the imagination. And he has to snap here. So Shaw to attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold. The kick by Trey is good as well. And Wilmington leads it 35-14 with 1:28 to go in the half. That was a really nice pass by Keaton Hopwood, too. I mean, that's about as good as it gets on both ends there.
And he was rolling out to his left, which is not easy for a right-handed quarterback. And on the move, he got that pass away right between 2 defenders. And that was in the back corner of the end zone.
Also, by the way, the other offensive lineman that I was trying to remember was Jaron Allen, I do believe was out there too. 6'1", 194.
Well, that line has done a good job tonight. There's been some nice holes to run through.
Let's go Wildcats!
Well, Wilmington, boy, have they put points on the board tonight. 35-14 is the lead for the Wildcats. So it's set to tee it off once again.
Oh, I tell you what.
By the way, be sure to join us for our halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate with offices here in Wilmington. Big thank you to Pro Real Estate for sponsoring our halftime show this year. We'll have a look at your first half stats, and we'll get you set for the second half. We'll also have a full and complete check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates. That's all coming up at halftime as Shaw approaches. Right to left kick this time around, taken down at the 22-yard line across the 30, out to the 33, and finally tripped up there as the returner for Herscher. That would be Trevor Gray, 5'8", 160-pound sophomore who ended up with that. So out there defensively for Wilmington, Jesse Cox is going to stay at that linebacker position despite the fact that he is anything but 100% at the moment. At least it doesn't look that way. There's a 47 out there for Wilmington who I'm not. That's Doherty. He's wearing 47 tonight. Is a big kid. Figured I was looking for him earlier tonight, but so Doherty wearing that 47, playing both ways here tonight for Wilmington. Matter of fact, I believe he lined up outside of Schnicker here on the last part of that last drive, and the 47 thing kind of threw me off as the clock went back to went back to 12 minutes.
Well, close.
Strikes me as noon. 1:28 is what it's at now here in this first half. 35-14 is the lead for Wilmington. So Cameron Holman up there for the Cats on that defensive line along with Hunter Doherty. Doherty pressuring the quarterback as Hendricks gets away and will get out to the 37-yard line or so, a gain of close to 5 yards and bring up 2nd and 5.
He can be a very effective runner, too, out of that quarterback position. He's a little bit hard to keep up with. He's shifty. He can change directions on you in a blink of an eye.
So basically it's Cameron Harbor, Hunter Doherty, and Cameron Holman, the 3 down linemen for Wilmington here, with Jesse Cox playing middle linebacker and Rodewald along with Landon Flynn at the other linebacker spots. Deep pass down the far sideline. It is caught.
No.
Is he in bounds? They're going to say he is inside the 30 down to the 26-yard line.
Wow. 20-yard
I
line.
want to say, was that Camden Burns who ended up with it? So difficult to see, but yes, it is Camden Burns down to the 27. So trips receivers to the near side, one of the far. Hendricks out of the gun from the Wilmington 27. Handoff up the middle to, I believe that's Dorsey, down inside the 25 to near the 20-yard line. And it'll be a gain of about 7 more and a timeout to Wilmington. And with 39 seconds on the clock, the Cats are giving up chunks of yardage left and right here, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 3. Only 39 seconds to go in the half. Herscher, by the way, with all 3 timeouts remaining, which is big for them because they could possibly get another score here if they can make that happen. But with 3 timeouts, everything is at the disposal of Herscher. They could run it, they could throw it, they can pretty much do whatever they want with that much time and 3 timeouts. Well, some interesting things going on tonight. One of them is that Reed Custer leading Lyle. Any idea what quarter that's in? Okay. All right. That's in the 2nd quarter. Reed Custer leading Lyle 7-0. We'll have the full check of that scoreboard here coming up at halftime. Brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. 2nd down and 3 for Herscher from the Wilmington 20-yard line with 39 seconds to go in the half. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. Now Dorsey goes to the far side to make it trips. Hendricks by himself, and he's sacked back at the 30-yard line. A blitz by Jesse Cox, and
Wow.
Hendricks had no chance.
He never saw that coming.
So a timeout to Herscher as Jesse Cox came flying right up through the middle of the field and dropped Hendricks. They're going to give him a little bit of forward progress up to the 28. And Coach Reentz is hot during this timeout because the Wildcats spending all that time celebrating. If Herscher would have went up to the line of scrimmage, they would have been caught in a couple of ways, the least of which would be a penalty. And in this timeout, making sure everybody's keeping with their assignments. 3rd down and 11 upcoming here for Herscher from the 28 of Wilmington with 33 seconds remaining on that first half clock. Now, Herscher does have a timeout still remaining. So they could go anywhere here in the field with that timeout. And 2 receivers to the far side, 1 back to the near. Out of the shotgun is Carter Hendricks. He's now protected by 2 running backs in the backfield. And he'll drop back to pass. Looks left side, trying to get away. Fires deep down the sideline. That pass is incomplete over the head of the receiver and the defensive back. I want to say Trey Shaw back there in coverage in the end zone. It'll bring up 4th and 11.
I might add to Trey with that time when the receiver turned around, he turned around and got in front of him and knocked the ball away. Good job by Trey.
So 4th down and 11 for Herscher. And did they use a timeout or what's going on here? They're awfully far out on the field for no timeout being used. So 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Again, shotgun for Hendricks with 1 running back to either side. Drops back to pass on Max Protect, trying to get away. Still scrambling, and he's going to be sacked again back at the 35-yard line. Cam Harbor on the sack that time around. And Wilmington with a couple of sacks. They will not give up a point on that last drive of the half. And in the not good news category, Hunter Doherty comes up limping. Jesse Cox is already limping off the field, although it hasn't affected his play all that much yet. Wilmington's starting to get dinged up a little bit in a couple of spots.
That's something we haven't had much trouble with this year.
Doherty still limping up to the line of scrimmage, but he's going to stay in there. By the way, Doherty and Schnicker are a huge 1-2 combination in the left part of that line. I mean, gigantic. Hunter Doherty is 6'1", 277 pounds, and right next to him is Dave Schnicker at 6'3", 304.
How'd you be blocking that?
I mean, that's a large pile of humanity up front for Wilmington on that left side, and that will do it for the first half. 35-14 is the lead for Wilmington at the break. We'll take ourselves a timeout. We'll come back with your halftime here in just a moment. Halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate with offices here in Wilmington. We'll have a check of that first half stat total. We'll also look ahead to your second half, and we'll have a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. We'll get to all that here in just a couple of minutes on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
Halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate. Big thank you to them at pro-homes.net and 815-476-7916. Well, at the half, Wilmington leads at 35-14 over Herscher, and it's been dominating first half offensively for the Wilmington Wildcats. As you're still trying to figure all that out. There's a ton of yardage. There was a whole bunch of crazy long plays in that first half. So as we do the numbers here, we'll continue on with the halftime show. We'll have your full check at the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates here in just a few minutes. A lot of other football going on throughout the area here tonight as the band get ready to take the field for the Cats as well here at the halftime show. Well, Herscher managed to move the football a couple of times late in the first half, but could not get the ball in the end zone for sure. I mean, that's the thing for Herscher. They can move the ball in between the 20-yard lines, but the last couple of times on the field could not quite get points out of it. Of course, Herscher, the last time got stopped on fourth down trying to pass the ball into the end zone the last couple of times. Time before that, it was a blocked field goal, and Wilmington turned them away twice, despite getting straight down the field for the Tigers. Well, I'll let you finish up those totals here in just a minute. We'll take another quick break. By the way, the reason we're not doing things quite normally tonight, and the reason the ads don't sound quite normal, is we don't have the right cord for the mixing board, so we're just kind of winging it, and I'm having to play it through my microphone in my headset tonight, which is why we're not quite doing the same thing that we normally do. In any case, we'll take another break. We'll come back with your first half stats in just a moment. You're listening to the halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900. When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk, Allred & Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk, Allred & Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk, Allred & Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk, Allred & Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk, Allred & Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
35-14 is the lead for Wilmington here at the break. 9:30 on that halftime clock, so about 12 minutes to go here in this particular halftime show. All right, your first half stats. First off for Herscher, and I'm just going to guess here that there's a ton of yards in this first half.
There was a ton of yards.
I thought so. Rushing the football, Carter Hendricks, 10 rushing attempts for 5 yards in that first half. Matt Dorsey, 7 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown. Of course, the touchdown run came on, a 38-yard touchdown run or something along those lines.
Yes.
Camden Burns, 2 rushing attempts for 27 yards. On the night, Herscher so far 19 rushing attempts for 100 yards and a touchdown. Carter Hendricks through the air is 7 of 9 passing for 118 yards. Matt Dorsey, 1 reception for 15 yards. Grant Goya, 1 reception for 1 yard. Camden Burns, 3 receptions for 52 yards. And Max Becker, 3 receptions for 52 yards. Camden Burns, 2 receptions for 50. 9 attempts, 7 completions for Carter Hendricks, 118 yards through the air, 218 yards of offense in the first half for Herscher.
1 interception.
1 interception. There was the fumble on the kickoff. So a couple of turnovers there in the first half. Yeah. Now, Wilmington, you want to talk about racking up some first half yards. Just wait till you hear this is a half. Now, there have been some games this year where it wasn't half of this for a game. So rushing the football, Keaton Hopwood, 1 rushing attempt for 11 yards and a touchdown. Connor Dempsey, 9 rushing attempts, 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. Trey Shaw, 9 rushes for, 51 yards?
Yes.
Sam Hafner, 3 carries for 8 yards. Sam Chapman, 2 carries for 51 yards in that first half. Wilmington on the ground, 24 rushing attempts, 298 yards and 3 touchdowns in 1 half of football. Through the air, Keaton Hopwood is 3 of 3 for 26. Actually, that can't be right.
26 yards and a
Is it 20?
They had a 14-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, I guess that's right. 26 yards and 2 touchdowns. Connor Dempsey had a touchdown reception of 3 yards. Trey Shaw, 1 reception for 9 yards. And Cameron Harbor had 1 touchdown reception of 14 yards. On the night, Wilmington 324 yards of offense in the half. And the Cats lead it 35-14 over Herscher. Now, of course, they've given up 218 yards as well.
But they did get a little tougher the latter half of the first half, and they started getting some turnovers. And that made a real difference. Oh.
All right, it's a 35-14 lead for Wilmington. As we roll on to the halftime show, we'll take a break. We'll come back, have a check of the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk, Allred & Associates.
We usually don't have too many scores.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be plenty. We'll do that in a moment. We'll be back after this on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours, here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com.
25737.
If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
35-14 is the lead for Wilmington here at the half over Herscher. As we get set for a check of the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates. Speaking of which, all right, let's see what we got so far. Let's start with the I-8 scores from the area tonight. Plano leading Piatone 7-0. Reed Custer leads Lyle. Is this right? Reed Custer leads Lyle 14-0. Okay. Coal City 21, Sandwich 0. Westmont is playing somebody by the name of Salem. I don't know how they got that done, but Gardner, South Wilmington, Dwight Co-op, a 14-7 lead over Moments tonight. It's DeKalb 26-0 over Morris. Oh, 20-6. So DeKalb 20, Morris 6. It's Yorkville 7, Rochelle 7. Ottawa and Sterling are scoreless. Geneseo a 14-7 lead on LaSalle Peru tonight. It's Frankfurt 28, Murfreesboro 6. Naperville North and Naperville Central are scoreless. Wabanzi Valley trails Neuqua Valley. That's 6-3. Bradley Bourbonnais 14-7 lead over Matea Valley. Kankakee 0-0 with Rich South. It's Bishop McNamara 21, Wheaton Academy 0. Joliet West a 7-0 lead on Plainfield East. Joliet Catholic leads Bennett. That score now 10-7. Chicago Hope leads Providence 13-9, which is kind of a surprise. I mean, the only one I know about Hope. Okay. Sandburg 6, Wheaton Warrenville, Lincoln Way West 3. Lincoln Way East 24, Homewood Flossmoor 6. It's Lincoln Way Central 8, Stag 0. Oswego East leads Plainfield North. That's 14-0. Joliet Central is tied with Plainfield South at 3 apiece. Imagine that. Also, Minooka 28, Plainfield Central 7 in the, the weekly Romeoville update.
Oh, yeah.
Oswego leads them 35-0 as their difficulties continue for what has been many, many years in a row. Bremen and Lamont are scoreless. Bolingbrook and Lockport also scoreless here tonight. All right, well, that's the area scores, if you will. Here's the rest of what we got. Shepherd and Oak Lawn are tied at 7. It's Marist 42, Marion Central 0. Maine West leads Maine East 14-7. It's Batavia 14, Geneva 0. Hillcrest 39-0 over Tinley Park. It's Glenbrook South 28, Niles West 0. Nazareth leads Carmel Catholic 35-10. It's Andrew 21, Thornridge 0. Bartlett leads West 7-0. Aurora Central 7-0 lead over St. Francis. It's Leiden 7, Addison Trail 0. Immaculate Conception leads Aurora Central Catholic. That's 17-0. IC with the lead there. Brother Rice a 7-0 lead on St. Rita. It's St. Lawrence 12, Fenwick 0 in a final from earlier today. Prospect 35-14 over Rolling Meadows. It was Palatine 10, Hoffman Estates 0. Wheaton Warrenville South a 7-0 lead on Wheaton North. It's St. Charles East and St. Charles North tied at 7. St. Patrick a 7-7 tie with Marion Central Catholic. It's Proviso East 7, Hinsdale South 0. West Aurora a 7-0 lead on Glenbard South. Glenbard North leads, I don't know who that is, LP? I would say LaSalle Peru, but Lake Park. Glenbard North 18-14 over Lake Park. It's Glenbard East 19, East Aurora Let's go back and check the I-8 scores one more time before we get to some other stuff here tonight. Plano 7-0 over Peatone. It's Reed Custer 14, Lyle 7. Coal City leads Sandwich 21-0. That's all we have from that. Streeter and Mantino, we don't have any score from there yet. Seneca is scoreless with Iroquois West. As we mentioned, Dwight 14-7 over Moments. Morris trails DeKalb 20-6. So that's a full check, ridiculously full check of the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. The score of the night, though, the one we're going to have to keep an eye on is that Reed Custer and Lyle score, 14-7. Reed Custer still hanging on. And by the way, that's who Wilmington gets next week is Reed Custer. And, of course, they would have a shot at beating Lyle tonight.
When they're really getting up.
Oh, my goodness.
We got the next one on there.
The I-8 has just been completely crazy. I know we say that every year, but it's really been completely crazy.
Have we got one of those flying machines out here? It's like somebody.
Oh yeah, those, what do you call them? Drones.
Drone.
Yeah,
there's a drone out here flying around.
All right, let's take one more break. When we come back, we'll get to your second half of football. Wilmington leads at 35-14 over Herscher. You've been listening to the halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net and at 815-476-7916. Back with more Wildcats football in a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Warren's Collision Center is your hometown body shop. Your vehicle will get expert care with their drive-on frame rack and in their Bink spray booth. Warren's offers free estimates, pickup and delivery service, and they will get you set up with a loaner car while yours is in the shop. Warren's Collision Center is located at 242 North Front Street in Braidwood, or online anytime at warrenscollision.com. That's warrenscollision.com. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955.
So just about set for the start of the second half between Wilmington and Herscher, as the Cats will get set to return here. And that's not good news for Herscher, who really needed to score on one of those final two drives of the first half. They got a blocked field goal and then could not convert on a couple of long plays toward the end of the half, a couple of plays into the end zone. And now the Tigers are going to be forced to kick off to start this second half. So Wilmington with a pretty good group of guys up front who can handle the football because, of course, at this point you expect anything.
You better.
So you got Dempsey's out there, Hopwood, Rodewald, Hafner. It's a decent hands team.
One thing you got to keep in mind, Herscher, they can score quick.
And they can. So a teed up at the 40. Kickoff will come right to left to Foya and Shaw back deep for the Cats at their own 5-yard line. As Jacob Schultz approaches, and he will kick it deep. And when I say deep, I mean all the way into the end zone. Boy, that's a
kick,
decent kickoff. As Wilmington will have it 1st and 10 from the 20.
He might have a bit of a shot at doing that in college.
I mean, he can kick the football, I'll tell you that.
He had no trouble reaching the end zone.
And I think he's only a sophomore. That's pretty ridiculous. 1st and 10 for Wilmington from their own 20-yard line as they lead at 35-14. So a double wing here for the Cats. Hopwood up under center. And the handoff comes near side. This is Shaw trying to get the corner. He'll pick up 3, close to 4 yards.
Looked like he got stopped right away. They're not used to that short run, 3 and 4 yards.
So bring up 2nd down and 6. And again, for the Cats, you're fine with a long, time-consuming drive here that ends in the end zone.
Yes, that's what you'd like to have.
Keep that Herscher offense off the field as much as possible.
We've seen how they can gobble up yards right quick.
So Shaw and Dempsey are the wing backs here. Hopwood up under center. Herscher looking to send 7, maybe 8 here. Handoff comes right side. And not a whole lot there after a gain of a yard or so. Trey Shaw stacked up. Gets, we'll call it 1. It'll bring up, well, I guess we're going to give him 2. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, he got 2, almost 3.
Of course, the problem for Herscher here is when you stack everything up so close to the line of scrimmage, the few times that Wilmington has passed the ball tonight, there have been wide open receivers everywhere. That's why Hopwood is 3 for 3 with 2 touchdown passes. Back to the double wing here. Keaton back under center. In motion is Shaw. Gets the pitch off the near side. And wow, Trey Shaw got absolutely depleted at the 30-yard line.
You talk about a tackle. Now that is a tackle. But he got almost
That
the
is
first down.
Matt Dorsey, 5'11", 190 pounds. And you want to talk about laying the wood. My goodness. So Wilmington will get set to punt it away. Boy, is that a big hit.
Boy, that was a gigantic one then.
So Wilmington will be forced to punt for the first time. And there is nobody on the far side. Keaton Hopwood is out there. There are actually 3 guys out there, and there are only 2 defenders. And now they finally rotate over, but that was, I guess it's delay of game?
I think that's what it was. I'm not sure what
Wow,
that's all
a
about.
fast. In any case, here we go. And Herscher finally sends 3 guys that way, although they did not initially. And snap back to Imhoff. He drops the ball, and now is the ball still loose inside the 5, down at the 2. And Herscher's knocking on the door, and they haven't even done anything.
Oh, my. Hiked the ball over his head.
Well, Herscher is given the ball at the Wilmington.
Where do I put this on here?
3-yard line?
4-yard line. They got no scoreboard. I don't know.
Wow. Well, once again, things change quickly.
Oh, boy. That even.
And they changed real quickly right there. So shotgun formation here. Hendricks going to keep it himself, and he got hit, but I think he's still going to get in the end zone and does, as he broke the tackle of Jack Kettman. And Herscher now gets back to within 2 scores at 35-20. I'm going to tell you, Hendricks is wobbly going off the field, though. I mean, he
got hit hard.
He's taking his time. He got walloped, but I'll give him credit. He stayed on his feet. So extra point upcoming here. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good by Schultz. And it's 35-21 after Wilmington gives Herscher a free gift at the 4-yard line.
Wow.
9:32 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break, come back with more Cats football in a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
9:32 to go in the third, as Wilmington now leads at 35-21, but things starting to tighten up a little bit here.
You give a team like Herscher a break like that, you're going to find yourself in trouble.
So the kick here taken down at the 5, on across the 20, out to the 25 goes to Foya, and he'll get stacked up there. So Wilmington will have it 1st and 10, and the Wildcats offense needs to get something going here.
They really need to make this work this time.
Well, if you've seen anything from Herscher tonight, they're going to throw 6, 7, 8 guys up there, and the running game has worked tonight for sure, but what they're starting to do is they're bringing those linebackers crashing down into the gaps.
Yeah.
And, I'm telling you, if Wilmington goes play action to the air, you might see open guys for a while. Again, 6 up front. Handoff goes left side. This is Dempsey. Big hole back up the middle. Connor Dempsey breaks across midfield to the 40. Connor Dempsey is gone. I mean,
Touchdown.
gone. 74-yard run for Connor Dempsey. My. And I mean, there were 2 moves. He made one initial move,
yeah,
and then made a cut back to the middle, and then outran everyone.
He outran right slap dab into the referee. He had to change courses there. And then he just turned on the jets, and boy, he cruised right on in.
Well,
wow.
That's what you would call a quick answer.
Yep, that's what you needed, an answer.
So Shaw on, out of the hold of Humphreys, and the kick is good, as Wilmington now leads at 42-21, 9:12 to go in the third quarter. Take ourselves a break.
Again.
Come back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900.
42-21 is the lead for Wilmington off a 74-yard touchdown run from Connor Dempsey. He's got to be up to about 250 yards rushing tonight. And there's still a ways to go.
253.
That's pretty impressive.
And 9 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third quarter yet, and he's got 253 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's not a bad night's work. He's still got over almost 2 quarters, 1 3/4 left to work on.
So squib kick taken at the 37-yard line for Herscher. They'll have it 1st and 10. $9:10 to go in this third quarter. Boy, Hunter Doherty as 47 has really threw me off tonight.
Yeah.
Keep looking for 71, and he's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, that's different, isn't it? I'm surprised they had a 47 was big enough to fit him.
Still Holman, Doherty, and Cameron Harbor on that defensive line for Wilmington. Hendricks drops back to pass. Pressured, and he's sacked at the 37-yard line. Sacked by Cameron Holman.
And that was done by the defensive backfield. They made him string it out.
So 2nd down and 12 here for Herscher from their own 37-yard line. Again, the Tigers trying to get something started here. A bunched formation near side of Tripp's receivers. Hendricks thought about going near side, can't. Gets away from Doherty, fires it downfield, and it's caught at the Wilmington 49-yard line. Dempsey finally makes the tackle, but it's, I believe is that Elliot Engelman? Looked like 32 on the reception. Yeah, it's Elliot Engelman. So it'll be 1st down for Herscher.
14 yards?
14 yards. 14 yards. So Tripp's receivers to the near side. One to the far. 1st and 10 for Herscher from the 49 of Wilmington. Out of the shotgun is Hendricks. Takes the snap. Rolls left side. Fires. Caught. And the wide receiver screen did not work. Let's just say that.
Boy.
Camden Burns got blown up by Connor Dempsey, and that was for a yard loss, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 11. That time it just took too long for Herscher.
And that was nice job. Good job by Dempsey. Reading that screen and just blowing that up right on the spot.
Well, if the Tigers want to stay in this game, they have to score every time they touch the football, that's for sure. And they're in 2nd and long here from midfield. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, off the near side hash mark is Hendricks out of the gun. Drops back, fires right side. That's caught, but a good job by Hafner out there.
Good job.
To stop that play after a gain of 3 or 4. Might have been. I think that's Camden Burns who ended up with the reception, but it's only a gain of 2. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9. Clock rolls under 7 minutes to go now in the 3rd quarter.
Okay. Need to get some pressure on the quarterback now this time. We've been dropping everybody back. No pressure lately as far as that goes. About time for another blitz.
Again, 2 receivers to either side. Hendricks out of the shotgun, takes a couple steps back, fires over the middle. That is intercepted again. Connor Dempsey with another interception. Dempsey across the 35, out to the 40-yard line before he's finally tackled. And Wilmington will take over 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. What a play by Connor Dempsey.
Ladies and gentlemen, concessions will be closing in 10 minutes.
There is a flag down at the 38. So there is a flag on this play, but I think it's well after the interception. And it is, what is that? In the world kind of penalty is that call? Okay. Well, whatever it is, we'll see how many yards that's marked off. I've never seen that
Another
call before in my
15 yards.
life, but
Now look, wait a minute.
well, it's closing in on 15. He might be passing the
he's
15-yard mark.
He's past that.
Well, now they flipped it back out to the, what is that, the 25? That is an odd penalty call, to say the least. I've seen a lot of penalties in my lifetime. I don't think I've seen one that's...
Must be helmet on helmet or something. I don't know.
You got me. So 1st and 10 for Wilmington from their own 24. 6:30 to go in the 3rd. Pitch comes near side. This is Shaw getting the corner across the 40, 45, 50. Shaw to midfield, inside the 35, inside the 30, and spun down at the 27-yard line.
26-yard line. 1st down, Wildcats.
Wow.
That is a 50-yard run for Trey Shaw. And Wilmington in business again.
Man.
I mean, it's just, there is not a lot of defense being played by the Herscher Tigers. There's a lot of yardage racking up out there.
Boy, there is. Now that's another 50-yarder there. We already had a 74-yarder this quarter. That's
By the way, Wilmington has stayed with Schnicker and Doherty off that left side. That is a big left side of the offensive line. Pitch comes near side. This is Hafner down inside the 25 to near the 24-yard line. A gain of about 3. Bring up 2nd down and 7. I mean, when you look at that left side and you have Dave Schnicker as 6'3", 304 pounds, and then just to his left is Hunter Doherty, who's at 6'1", 277. That's a lot of bodies to move.
The defensive line on the other side isn't small, but they're not that big.
And really, for a lot of the time tonight, they've run away from that big side.
They have.
So 2nd down and a long 7 here. Pitch comes near side. This is Hafner inside the 20. Hafner's got a 1st down inside the 15-yard line. And Wilmington will have a 1st down.
Well, that was a beautiful wall of blocking along that side.
Down to the 12-yard line. Down to 5:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. As under center, everybody moved for Herscher on that, but nobody moved far enough. Handoff goes left side. Connor Dempsey breaks it back up the middle. He's inside the 10, down near the 6-yard line. A gain of 6 yards. 2nd down and 4 for Wilmington. Actually, they move it almost back out to the 7, so it's a little bit longer than that. Down to 4:40 to go in the 3rd. This has not been what you would call a fast-moving game tonight. There have been a truckload of points. Back to the double wing here. Hopwood under center. Taking his time here. And the pitch goes left side to Dempsey. Cuts it back up the middle, and he is in for the touchdown as Wilmington scores again from 6 yards out, and the Cats lead it 48-21 with 4:16 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Is it Dempsey?
Yes.
Yes.
It is. So there is a Herscher Tiger down at just outside just inside the 5-yard line. He's not moved since he got to that point. Looks like might be his right leg. So I'll take a look there. By the way, be sure to join us next week. We'll be on the road over at Reed Custer in what could end up being a really big game if the Comets can pull off an upset tonight. And last time we heard, that was still a possibility. And I believe, I don't know what I did with that.
What you looking for?
Let's see. Let's see, Reed Custer is at 2-3 on the year. So if they could beat Lyle, that would put them at 3-3, and they would be in the hunt for a playoff berth.
Wow.
And we cannot see who the injured player is off on the far side, but he's not putting on any weight on the one leg. So they'll take him out and take another look, and Wilmington will get set to attempt the extra point here. Kick is good, and Wilmington leads it 49-21 with 4:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break, come back with more Cats football here in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk, Allred & Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred and Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred and Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred and Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred and Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
49-21 is the lead for Wilmington here over Herscher as we near the end of the third quarter. Still 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. By the way, it's a little bit different for us tonight. One of our cords is missing an end on it, yes. So we're having to play our ads through the microphone, and that's why you're hearing some background noise and the ads don't sound quite right. It's because of all that, but we're still doing our best to figure out a way. So
far tonight, Wilmington has had the ball. 8 times and scored 7 touchdowns.
Well, that's pretty good offense.
No, not bad.
That's what you would call a successful night. And Herscher hasn't had a bad night. I mean, they got to be closing in on 300 yards of offense and 21 points. Pass to the far side. That is caught across the 25, out to the 30, and finally to the 32-yard line. But not a whole lot there, being as the line of scrimmage was just right around in there somewhere.
Who was that to? No gain, but
that might have been Burns. Second down and 10 for Herscher from their own 32-yard line. Trips receivers to the near side, 2 to the far out of the shotgun. Once again, it's Hendricks. Drops back, pressure. Jesse Cox chasing him, and he'll just throw it away. And Carter Hendricks looking for a flag and making a motion for a flag. And Jesse Cox got up and said, no. It's not exactly how that's going to work. Third down and 10 for Herscher from their own 32 here. And whenever Wilmington has brought a blitz tonight, it's been a problem for Herscher.
It certainly has.
Again, trips receivers to the near side. One to the far out of the gun is Carter Hendricks. Takes a snap, drops back to pass. Has some time this time around. Fires deep down the near sideline. That's incomplete. Had a receiver open around midfield, but Elliot Engelman didn't keep running. And now it'll bring up 4th down and 10. And what do you do if you're Herscher? I mean, if you punt it back, Wilmington's just going to score again, aren't they? I mean, but you can't really go for it, can you? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Wilmington's only scored
7
out of 8 times.
Herscher's going to use a timeout, and this is one time I'm like, I get you. I'm not really sure what you do. 3:29 to go in the third. 49-21 is the lead for Wilmington. We'll take a break. Back with more Cats football in just a moment.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com.
So it looks like Herscher going to go for it here with 4 receivers on the near side. Hendricks fires down the near sideline, knocked away incomplete and almost intercepted by Connor Dempsey. He was kind of upset with himself about it, but that's a better play actually because the ball goes all the way down to the 32-yard line.
You're right. They actually got more yards out of it by not catching it, but he had it picked off. All he had to do was hang on.
So 1st and 10 for Wilmington from the 32-yard line of Herscher. And I guess if you're the Tigers, you got to take one more crack at it because give it back, and that's going to be it.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, that wasn't their 4th down?
That was their 4th down.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I thought you meant they were going to go for it yet. I thought that was it.
So back to the double wing here. Handoff comes near side. Not a whole lot of room that time around. Herscher does a nice job of stuffing the run.
The left side of that defensive line stepped in and cut that run off, and he had to turn inside too soon.
So Trey Shaw with no gain will bring up 2nd down and 10. And really, for the most part, Wilmington not going to be upset by a couple of plays not going for big gains because you at least get to run some clock.
Yeah, that's what they like to do, run this clock right on down.
I mean, it's been massive amounts of yardage tonight.
They like to just keep running on the ground and keep it moving.
Shaw trying to get the outside, inside the 30, inside the 25, down near another 1st down at the 23. Might be just short of that, depending on where they spot the ball here. It'll be the 24-yard line. So a gain of 9 to bring up 3rd down and a yard.
I really like the way the blocking has gone for the Wildcats. They have done some nice jobs of getting that runner sprung free. Here we go.
So 3rd down and a yard, everything packed in here. Hopwood keeps it himself. There was a big hole up the middle there, a gain of about 3 yards for Keaton. And Wilmington gets a 1st down to the Herscher 20-yard line, around 21.
Keaton has only run the ball twice tonight, including sacks. There's been no sacks. Got 14 yards and 2 carries.
Well, they haven't really passed the ball enough to get too many sacks.
Nope, they've only passed the ball 3 times. Got 3 completions. One of them was a beauty in the corner of the end zone, 14-yarder for a touchdown.
Pitch comes back to Shaw. Inside the 20, 15. Trey Shaw's going to go into the end zone.
He's in there.
Touchdown, Wilmington. There was just no, I mean, I think he kept expecting to get hit. There was nobody there, so he just kept running.
Came around that side, and I'm telling you what, that was a wide open thoroughfare down through there.
55-21 with 1:31 to go in the 3rd quarter. So Shaw on to attempt the extra point. And what's turned into a rout. Good snap, good hold, and the kick by Shaw is good as well. 56-21 Wilmington with 1:31 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break, come back with more Cats football in just a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Phelan Acres Bible Church. If you are looking for a church to call home, they have services every week, including Sunday school at 9:45, morning worship at 11, and Wednesday night prayer meetings at 7. Phelan Acres Bible Church is located at 26009 Willow Lane in Wilmington, Illinois. And for more information, call 815-476-7818. That's 815-476-7818.
Comfort, heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration. Wilmington just donated $25 to the cheerleaders for that Wildcat touchdown.
So 56-21 is the lead for Wilmington with 1:31 to go in the 3rd quarter. I mean, there's a lot of football left in this game. I mean, we've already passed the 2-hour mark of this game, and we still have an entire another quarter to go.
It's been amazing. There's so many things going on. And you think, well, most of the time Wilmington has run the ball except for 3 passes. On the other side, Herscher has passed the ball quite a lot of times, and the incompletes stop the clock and stretch the game out. There's a short kickoff.
Yep. That's the right play there. The fair catch for Justin Wagner on a kick that only went to about the 33-yard line or so. So Herscher, 1st and 10 from their own 32.
Oh, I heard over here, I think Reed Custer's still ahead.
Passed on the near sideline. Caught. Did he stay in bounds?
No.
Nope. He was out of bounds. A nice catch, though, by Max Becker. He just couldn't quite bring a foot down in bounds.
I'll tell you what, the guy's a good receiver, isn't he?
Oh, he's 6'7" over here on the near side. And that's
got good hands.
a nice grab, just a little bit too far toward the boundary.
And you know, if it was over his head and lay him out of bounds, that's a little too long because he's 6'7". Need some pressure on that quarterback, fellas.
So Hendricks rolls right side, fires downfield. That's dropped at the 45-yard line of Herscher. Boy, when you get to this kind of offense for the Tigers where you're just winging the ball all over the place, it just grinds to a halt.
Forgot if I wrote down that one pass attempt or not. Yeah, the clock is not moving at all. We're still at 1:20, and they got it with 1:30. And now we're on 3rd down.
So trips receiver to the far side, 2 back to the near. The problem is Wilmington could score again before the 3rd quarter is over. Back to Hendricks, pressured, fires far side. That is caught and breaking a tackle up the sideline across the 45 for the 1st down as a wide receiver off a gain of 16. That might have been Grant Goicha on the reception again. Did a nice job of breaking a tackle because if he doesn't do that, Wilmington's getting the ball back again.
Grant Goicha.
Yeah, number 7.
Oh. How many yards was that?
Oh, I don't know, 16 or something. So 1st and 10 for Herscher from the 47-yard line. Trips receivers to the near side. Hendricks going to keep it himself. He'll get 2, maybe 3 yards. Bring up 2nd down and 7. Under a minute to go now in the 3rd quarter. By the way, that Reed Custer score is still holding up. Reed Custer leads Lyle 14-7 in the 3rd quarter.
Yep, it is.
Boy, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
Trips receivers, actually 4 receivers to the near side. As Hendricks out of the shotgun snap, fires it downfield, deflected, incomplete. As it goes off of Connor Dempsey. I'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
All right. 20.3 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Clock stops again.
I guess you can give Herscher credit. They're going to go down swinging.
Yeah.
Throw the ball as many times as possible.
Well, he's got the arm to do it. I mean, they can wing that ball. Got some nice receivers. Got big, tall Max out there, along with Burns. 2 good receivers.
Trips receivers to the near side. One of the far out of the gun again is Hendricks with one back to his left. Hendricks rolls left side, looking downfield, fires it deep down the middle. That's trouble and into a whole bunch of people. I mean, there are 2 receivers back there. There's 3 defenders back there, and it's in the middle of all of them.
Actually, the 2 receivers fought each other for the ball, and they didn't help the cause at all. They were too close together.
So it'll be 4th down and 7, and Herscher's going to go for it again.
Well, I guess they figured nothing to lose this stage of the game. They're down
by the way, there's still a chance Wilmington can score again before the end of the 3rd quarter. Trips receivers to the near side, step back, rolling out is Hendricks, fires, that's dropped, and Wilmington will take over at midfield with 9 seconds to go in the 3rd.
Still can score.
Still can. And if you're Wilmington, I'd keep doing it. I mean, you need to keep some momentum.
Yeah, they do.
You know, unfortunately for Herscher, it's them, but Wilmington needs to build. Needs to build some steam. So Rodewald back over here on the sideline. It will be 1st and 10 for Wilmington from midfield with Chapman back in there. Pitch comes to Shaw off the right side. Cuts it back up the middle inside the 45. Down to the 42-yard line. A gain of 8 more. And that's the end of the third quarter. Wilmington leads at 56-21 over Herscher. Take a break. Come back with the fourth quarter in a moment. Listening to Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
So, start of the fourth quarter, Wilmington leads at 56-21. As now Reed Custer leads Lyle 21-7. What? Has somebody lost their minds? What's going on in the I-8? 21-7. Reed Custer leads Lyle. Okay. I mean, just when you think you got things figured out, you don't have any clue. Everything else seems to be pretty straightforward, but that's Reed Custer score. That'll surprise some people tonight. So 2nd down and a couple as in motion as Dempsey gets the pitch near side, and he is going to be just shy of the first down, I believe. Picks up about 2 yards. As Hafner will check back in. So I'll bring up 3rd down in, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah,
pretty close to that.
That's really a 2-down territory. Cause you're on their side, you're down around their 40-yard line, and you're up by only 35 points with 11:25 left in the fourth.
Well, the play clock down to 10 seconds. Wilmington has not even broken the huddle yet as they rush up to the line here. Hopwood under center, drop the football, and now it's going to be 4th down.
Oh,
4th down
my.
and a yard is. So 4th down and a yard. Actually, they move it back a little bit, so it's 4th
It's a full
and
yard now.
a longer yard. So the clock rolls down to 10:45.
There they go again. Using that extra time up.
I think they might just use a time. Oh, maybe not. I thought they were going to use a timeout here, but they better really hurry if they're going to get this play off. Down to 7 seconds in the play clock, and they're really going to cut this close. Down to 3-2. Hopwood under center. They snap it with 1 second. Hopwood gets the first down on a play that looked like an absolute disaster, but they still got about 4 yards and a first down. I'm not sure if anybody even really knew what happened.
Yeah,
That was
oh.
an odd. I mean, they snapped the ball, but nobody moved except for Keaton. He was the only one that even moved a leg.
A bunch of Herscher players moved up on Keaton's right side. There's like 2 and 3 guys, 3 guys on that right side. Nobody moved up on the left side. He just stepped to the left and went through. And they were, like you said, they're still standing there.
So Hopwood checks out, and Kyle Humphreys now at quarterback for Wilmington, and he drops the ball. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Wilmington with 9:50 to go here in the quarter.
2 fumbles in the fourth quarter.
So 2nd and 10 from the 37 of Herscher.
Well, they're taking a long time getting the play in.
So Humphreys under center here, pitches it near side. Hafner gets the corner, and he gets wrapped up at the 35. And once again on the tackle for Herscher, that's Matt Dorsey. And boy, is he just lit up a couple of people tonight.
He nails you.
So Trey Shaw checks out now.
Starting to put some of their backups in there. Coach does that a lot. If he has a lead on somebody, he's very liberal about putting in the subs and finish the game out.
Let's be honest. There haven't been many opportunities to
Not
play
this year.
people this year.
No, not this year. There hasn't been.
It's been very limited at the amount of opportunity that some other guys have gotten. Humphreys under center. One of the wingbacks for Wilmington is Kyle Lewis. First time seeing him. Chapman. That was a mess. Humphreys and Chapman ran into each other, but somehow
he got a
Sam
couple
Chapman
yards.
got a yard or two. That was about it.
It's a wonder he got that.
So it'll bring up 4th down and 7. As back deep for Herscher is Camden Burns. Back at his own 10-yard line.
This time they come out of the huddle with 14 seconds.
So Imhoff back to punt here.
Nobody back to receive it.
4th down and 7. Well, I'm not sure what happened there. Imhoff punted the ball into the end zone. But now they're going to say delay of game. As I think if he just would have went ahead and punted it, everybody probably been okay with it. But once he stopped, referee blew his whistle. And so we'll bring up 4th down and 13. Ball back out near the 40.
That moon over there. This time they haven't even started the clock up. Now it started.
This bounces back to Imhoff, and he gets off a beautiful kick. As this will bounce sideways, and they're going to say they can't. The referee didn't even blow his whistle yet. He's trying to get the whistle in his mouth. And it is Wilmington football.
Bounced it off of one of them. And
well, that was interesting. I guess it went off an up back, or no, went off the guy who was blocking down there toward the 10, and it took forever for that call to come in, but they do say that it went off a Herscher player, so Wilmington will have it 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Well, that was interesting.
that was different. Yeah, I didn't expect that. There was a bunch of guys down there. One of them got too close to the ball, one of the Herscher guys. Once it bounces off of their players, it's a live ball for Wilmington to get. It's not like a kickoff.
So
some more guys
56-21, 7:16 to go. Wow, Plano's being Piatone 33-13. So timeout to Wilmington here. 7:16 to go in the game. Take a break. Come back with more Cats football in a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Warren's Collision Center is your hometown body shop. Your vehicle will get expert care with their drive-on frame rack and in their Bink spray booth. Warren's offers free estimates, pickup and delivery service, and they will get you set up with a loaner car while yours is in the shop. Warren's Collision Center is located at 242 North Front Street in Braidwood, or online anytime at warrenscollision.com. That's warrenscollision.com. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair.
And be sure to stick around for our postgame show tonight, brought to you by Warren's Collision Center. Talk to the head coach of the Cats, Mr. Jeff Raines. Get your final totals and stuff, too. Pitch comes near side, inside the 10-yard line, down near the 7 as the clock continues to run. That is Landon Flynn, who gets a yard or so, and that's about it.
Landon. I don't know if we called his name this year. I guess we have.
So Wilmington has its second down and goal from the 7. Again, everything kind of packed in here with Lewis on the near side. Handoff goes to Landon Flynn down inside the 5. He'll get close to the 3-yard line. As
3-yard line.
James Shoemake checks in for Wilmington.
Oh, who ran that ball at the time?
Landon Flynn.
Good job, Landon.
So 3rd down and 3. Actually, 3rd down and goal from the 3.
Like to see Landon take it right on in.
So Humphreys taking his time here, letting that play clock wind down. Handoff goes right side, and this is Kyle Lewis with a touchdown run. So Kyle Lewis with a 3-yard touchdown run. Wilmington now leads at 62-21 with 5:35 to go in the game, as Trey Shaw will come on to attempt the extra point. Actually, it's not going to be Trey Shaw. It's going to be one of the sophomores for Wilmington who's going to attempt the extra point here. The problem is I don't know if I have a sophomore roster.
Right here. You know what
Let's
number
see,
is?
85. This is Alan Richards out there to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Humphreys here. Good snap, good hold, and the kick. Nice looking kick from Richards. That's good. And Wilmington leads it 63-21. Take a break. Come back with more Cats football in a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955.
Well, like we said, tonight's been a little bit different because we have one of our cords doesn't have an ending piece on it that we really needed, so we had to play everything through our headsets tonight as far as our ads. But, you do what you got to do, and we've made it work. 63-21 is the lead for Wilmington here in the 4th quarter with 5:35 to go in the 4th.
Could have used a few of these points last week, couldn't we?
Yeah, or a few weeks. We could have spread them out for a while.
Spread them out a little bit.
Well, as soon as Wilmington kicks this off, the clock's going to run and keep running. Richards is going to do the kickoff here, too, and a little bit of a shorter kick as that deflects and is covered up down at the 28-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Herscher from their own 28, and now the clock does keep right on running. Well, and for Wilmington, you got most of your second-team defense in there. We'll see if Herscher runs out their first-team offense, which it looks like they're going to do.
I think I might just get the other guys in and get some experience and run the ball. Play a little
I mean,
bit.
there's not a huge roster over there, so they might not have a whole lot that they can
You might be right there, too.
go to. Handoff comes up the middle across the 30 to the 31-yard line, a gain of about 4 on first down. I believe that's Matt Dorsey.
Matt Dorsey, 4 yards. Yeah, that's his first carry this half. Back. And they haven't had a running play this half. That's the first one.
So 2nd down and 7 for Herscher here. 2 receivers to either side. Hendricks hands it off. And this is going to get across the 30 to near the 34-yard line. I think that ended up being Camden Burns. Bring up 3rd down and 4, under 4 minutes to go.
Thanksgiving is the 22nd, earliest. We started the season earlier.
So 2 receivers to either side. Hendricks out of the shotgun. 3rd down and 4. 3:45 to go in the game. Hendricks drops back to pass. Fires it deep down the sideline. It is caught. And this is going to go for a touchdown. Actually, it's going to be called back on a personal foul penalty. And I think this is going to come back on a 66-yard touchdown pass, which actually is going to get called back here momentarily on personal foul. How are you gonna call the touchdown good when the
No, the touchdown's not good. It was a block in the
man, and somebody just got booted. So on the far sideline, there was essentially a blindside hit to begin with. Then somebody on the bench said something. There were 2 more flags, and somebody got thrown out.
Oh, my.
Doesn't surprise me.
And I still don't know what to put on the books.
Well, now we've got a whole nother situation. There are flags everywhere. We've got so apparently the coach got thrown out in the middle of all this.
It's just unbelievable. I mean, they actually make
So we'll see what this.
they're terrible. Really. Absolutely terrible.
Now they have to go over and talk to the whoever's left in the far sideline to discuss. Well, we're still waiting for something to be. I mean, they made a motion that the touchdown was still good. We had personal foul. Then we get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And I think that's going to be enforced on the kickoff. Well, the bigger problem I have with this is, shouldn't you at least have the personal foul? Shouldn't that be backed up for the extra point? I mean, if you're going to add both of those in the kickoff, they're going to be kicking off from their goal line. If you want to, I don't know. I don't understand how you could score a touchdown on a pass play where there's a block in the middle of it. That I don't know. Whatever that is, Herscher's going to attempt the extra point here. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. And it's going to make it 63-28. I have no idea how that touchdown still counts, but.
And then when you put that all with the simple fact is, they had their first team in throwing a Hail Mary touchdown pass, or not Hail Mary, but a touchdown pass way down the sideline against backup people in the other team that have already taken their starters out.
Well, I mean,
What in the world?
inevitably, that's the thing, is that Wilmington had gone ahead and just called off everything.
Right.
You throw a bomb to try to score and then take a shot in the middle of the bomb. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. So Herscher's going to have to kick it off. And I mean, they're going to have to kick it off from their goal line. It's they started at the 40, then it's 15, then it's another 15. They're going to kick off from the 13-yard line. And honestly, they had to go half the distance to the goal. They went half the distance to the goal on a penalty from a kickoff.
Oh,
That's how many yards were assessed.
I don't think they should have given him a touchdown.
I just, holy cow.
Now, if you're out here and you're on offense, you have a.
So Herscher's going to kick off here. And lost in all this, the game can just be over at this point, I think, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, yeah.
Once you get to that level of stuff going on, it's time to just say, you know what, this thing, we've seen enough. So the kick here is a line drive, played across the 40 to 35. Cameron Holman said, forget this, I'm returning it. Goes inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line.
Give that guy some credit.
Said, listen, if it's going to come to me, I'm running it.
That's right.
So 1st and 10 for Wilmington. The ball is on the 28-yard line. Well, let's see who Wilmington puts out there offensively here. Cameron Bergman checks in.
39.
Joe Probus into the lineup.
We ain't even getting our whole team in. It's 10 seconds. You haven't even gotten huddled yet.
So back to the double wing here. Handoff goes right side. Breaking it up the sideline near a first down is, that might have been, was that Lewis or was that Tafoya? I think that might have been Antonio Tafoya. No, it's Lewis. It is off the right side. I thought for a second it was 8, but. So a gain of 9 yards, bring up 2nd down and 1. That is Kyle Lewis. And Wilmington's going to take a knee and run down the rest of the clock. And the Cats are going to get out of here with the win. You know, I never put the last touchdown on our scoreboard. That's probably because there probably shouldn't be one there. But
yeah, I agree.
In any case, I got to go ahead and put it up there at some point here. 63-28 is the lead for Wilmington. So the Cats will take another knee here. So Humphreys is letting this clock run down here as he'll take another knee. And I think the officials just said, you know what, this we're not even going to see this go any farther. I mean, he's waiting plenty of time to go ahead and blow this play clock in, and I think they finally did here, but So the clock continues to roll. Humphreys is going to take a knee. Wilmington's going to go to 3-3 on the year, and Herscher is going to drop to 2-4. As Humphreys takes a knee, and that'll do it. Wilmington wins 63-28 tonight over Herscher. As the Cats move to 3-3, Herscher drops to 2-4. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with your post-game show. That's brought to you by Warren's Collision Center across the street from McDonald's there in Braidwood, where they care beyond the repair. We'll get to that post-game show here in just a moment. Go through a few ads. We'll get you caught up on the final stat totals here tonight, and we'll also have a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates. Back here in just a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
All right, back here, 63-28 is the win for Wilmington over Herscher tonight. And that was just kind of a weird end to everything that happened here in this fourth quarter. We had Herscher throwing a bomb, and in the middle of that play, there was a shot at the end on somebody trying to make a tackle for Wilmington. That ended up giving Herscher a touchdown somehow, and then 3 or 4 either personal fouls or unsportsmanlike, however you want to determine that, let Herscher kick off from the 13-yard line and lost in all that. I mean, this game had been over for a while. Wilmington had their second stringers in, and that's kind of where things got real chippy. And eventually, Wilmington just takes a knee toward the end of this thing, and they win at 63-28. The Cats a ton of offense tonight, and Wilmington really seemed to come out ready to play, especially from the offensive standpoint. Now, the defense gave up some yards, and they gave up some points, but the key for the Wildcats is they got things moving in the right direction tonight. Now, depending on whether or not Reed Custer ended up hanging on against Lyle, that could set up a massive showdown next week over in Braidwood, because when's the last time that Wilmington was 3-3? Reed Custer's 3-3, and you're going into essentially a must-win game to keep your playoff hopes alive, and both teams coming off big wins. And I don't know, there was still, I think it was third quarter, there's still some time for that thing to fall apart over there. But last time we heard, Reed Custer had a 21-7 lead over Lyle, and I haven't heard anything different since then. So I'm going to operate on the assumption that that is still the score. 21-14? All right, 21-14 apparently is the new update. So Reed Custer leads 21-14. I'm assuming that game's now in the fourth quarter, if I have that right. So speaking of which, while we're going through the last of the stats here, let's check our final check of the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates. Plano beat Peatone tonight, and my goodness, what a score that is. I thought that game would be closer. Plano a 33-13 winner over Peatone. Streeter and Mantino are tied at 9. Reed Custer leads Lyle. That game late, I'm assuming, as we get into the fourth quarter. 21-14, the lead for Reed Custer there. I mean, if the Comets can hang on, that sets up a huge showdown next week with Wilmington. Coal City, a 21-0 win over Sandwich tonight. Other scores, Salem 40-13 over Westmont. We have Seneca 34-14 over Iroquois West. Dwight 14-7 over Momence. It's DeKalb 27-14 over Morris. That game getting late now 2. Yorkville 27-7 over Rochelle. Ottawa getting blown out again. That's become standard operating procedure over there. 42-0 is the lead for Sterling. Geneseo 24-7 over LaSalle Peru. Let's see, what else do we have here? Bishop Mac absolutely annihilating Wheaton Academy. It's 48-13. Joliet West beat Plainfield East tonight, 17-0 the final there. Bennett, a 20-13 winner over Joliet Catholic tonight. Providence came back. They now lead Chicago Hope 30-26. Lincoln Way East blew out Homewood Flossmoor. That's a 48-6 final. Lincoln Way Central blew out Stagg 30-0. It's Oswego East 27, Plainfield North 0. Plainfield South blew out Joliet Central again. I believe that's 47-10. Plainfield South ended up winning there. Minooka blows out Plainfield Central. That's 38-7. And you get the kind of the pattern here. There's not a lot of really close games tonight. Oswego beat Romeoville. Well, I shouldn't say beat. That game's still going on, I guess. 56-0. It's Lamont 39, Bremen 6. Bolingbrook leads Lockport. That's now 33-0. As Naperville Central, a 50-14 lead over Naperville North. Naquo Valley 33-3 over Wabanzi Valley. It's Bradley Bourbonnais 21-20 over Matea Valley. And again, back in the I-8, Plano beats Piatone 33-13. Streeter and Mantino tied at 9. Coal City a 21-0 winner over Sandwich. And in the game of the night, Reed Custer a 21-14 lead on Lyle. That game is in the fourth quarter as the Comets try desperately to get maybe the biggest win that they have had in years if they can get a win over there tonight. And that actually might be, is that at Lyle? I think that game might be at Lyle. And that would be an even bigger win for Reed Custer if they could do that. Okay, final stat totals here tonight on the postgame show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Across the street from McDonald's there in Braidwood. Rushing tonight, first off for Herscher. Carter Hendricks, 10 rushing attempts for 5 yards. Actually, 13 rushing attempts for 10 yards and a touchdown. Right. I had to go down to the next line there. Matt Dorsey, 8 carries for 72 yards and a touchdown. He had 4 yards in the second half. Camden Burns, 3 carries for 29 yards. Speaking of which, he had 2 yards in the second half. Herscher, 24 rushing attempts, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Through the air, Carter Hendricks was 13 of 23 for 225 yards, a touchdown, and a couple of picks. Grant Goitia, 2 receptions for 17 yards. Matt Dorsey, 1 reception for 15 yards. It was Max Becker, 4 receptions, 128 yards, and a touchdown. And Camden Burns, 5 receptions for 51 yards. Elliot Engelman had 1 reception for 18 yards. So you put it all together, 225 yards in the air, 111 on the ground, 336 yards of offense for Herscher tonight. Of course, they did have a handful of turnovers.
And a 66-yard gift penalty.
Yeah, I mean, the 60-yard pass was, I mean, that was, whatever that was. Rushing the football for Wilmington tonight. Keaton Hopwood, 4 rushing attempts for 18 yards and a touchdown. Kyle Lewis, 2 rushing attempts for 12 yards and a touchdown. Connor Dempsey, 12 carries. Think about that. 12 carries, 251 yards and 3 touchdowns on 12 carries. Landon Flynn, 2 carries for 12 yards. Trey Shaw, 18 carries, 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. Sam Hafner, 6 carries for 27 yards. Sam Chapman, 3 carries for 53 yards tonight. Wilmington on the ground, just listen to this total. 47 rushing attempts, 485 yards, 7 touchdowns.
That's running the ball.
That's a pretty good rushing game, honestly. Through the air, Keaton Hopwood was 3 of 3 for 26 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight. All of that in the first half. Connor Dempsey, a 3-yard touchdown reception. Cameron Harbor, 1 reception for 14 yards. That was a touchdown as well. And Trey Shaw, 1 reception for 9 yards. Wilmington, 485 yards in the ground, 26 in the air, 511 yards of offense tonight for Wilmington. I mean, 511 is
that's a powerful
gigantic total.
and almost all of it on the ground, only 26 yards in the air. They didn't need to. Well, what they did was they took Lyle out of they took Herscher out of their game. They put where Herscher had to stay with the passing. Wilmington can play pass defense. They didn't have to worry about the run.
Boy, and Wilmington running the ball tonight. You want to talk about gigantic holes everywhere. And Shaw and Dempsey just making a couple of nice moves on some of those runs. I mean, Sam Chapman took off for a 50-yard run tonight. Kyle Lewis got in the end zone. I mean, and not only that, Keaton Hopwood threw 2 touchdown passes.
Isn't that amazing?
So it's, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on there tonight. Yeah. Wilmington defensively, that first half, a little rough. Second half got better, and then, of course, once Herscher had to kind of just go to that pass almost exclusively, that helped Wilmington a little bit because the running plays were what was gashing them a lot of times in that first half into the third quarter.
And once they forced them into one playing game, then it was Katie bar the door from that on out. By the way, it's less than 4 minutes now.
Okay.
And it is at Lyle.
It is at Lyle.
Yeah.
Well, all right, let's check the I-8 scores at least one more time. Coach Reitz is going to be up here in a minute. He has a few interviews to do down there in the field, and then he'll be up and join us. By the way, Reed Custer hangs on. That sets up a showdown next week. We'll be there on Friday night in Braidwood for what might be 3-3 Reed Custer. It will be 3-3 Wilmington, and that's going to add a little bit of spice to that rivalry if Reed Custer can pull off a win at Lyle tonight. Anyway, finals here in the I-8 one more time. Plano 33-13 over Piatone. That's kind of a surprise if you ask me. Streeter and Mantino are tied at 9. Coal City beat Sandwich 21-0. Other scores that aren't necessarily I-8 scores, but are still area schools.
Old friends.
Seneca 34-14 over Iroquois West. Dwight and Moment are now tied at 14. DeKalb leads Morris 27-14, I think it was, in the fourth quarter there, and Salem blowing out Westmont. It's 40-13. Of course, the one score we've really been keeping an eye on, it's Reed Custer 21, Lyle 14. That game under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And we will let you know as soon as that goes final, because it probably will. Before we get done here tonight, as Coach Reint's on his way up here at the moment.
What would that do with the small school division of I-8?
It would, who knows? I mean, it's at this point, it's just like complete chaos. So I couldn't even begin to tell you, unless I was just kind of sitting down looking at some stuff. But so Coach Reint's coming up the steps here as we speak. And we'll talk to him. This is the postgame show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center over there in Braidwood, right across the street from McDonald's, where they care beyond the repair. By the way, Warren's moving that shop here soon, if he hasn't started to do that already. I don't think he has, but he'll be moving that fairly soon as well. So the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Reint's, joining us here on the postgame show. And Coach, boy, that your offense really came to play tonight. I mean, you put up over 500 yards of offense. You get Connor Dempsey. He got 250 yards and I think a dozen carries. Sam Chapman cranked off a big run in there. And, boy, it was just working all the way around offensively for sure.
Yeah, I just got told all of Connor's numbers. Holy cow. I mean, all the yardage, the interceptions, block kick. I mean – what a night for him. Offensively, we did a nice job. I thought Barry called a great game, and we had the kids ready to go. And, and like I told the kids, we're up and we're down, we're up and we're down. Well, now we're up, and it sounds like we got going to have our hands full with Reed Custer next week, who's doing really good tonight. But they could have, again, I give our kids credit. They could have went south after last week's tough game with Piatone. Here comes Herscher in here. They're 3-2. They played Lyle better than we did. They played a couple other teams better than we did, and sure enough, we come out here and able to do some things offensively. And I think our defensive secondary just played a heck of a game to first off, let me say, to make adjustments, because the first half there, that was like a tennis match. We're back and forth, and then we finally settled down and did some things defensively, so I was real happy from that standpoint.
Yeah, the nice thing, he gave up 100 yards rushing in the first half and I think 11 in the second half. So, and I mean, they went to passing a little bit, but that third quarter especially started to shore up some things defensively for sure.
The 22's he's good.
Yeah, both sides of the ball too.
He is. You saw him hit Trey the one time.
Yeah.
I mean, he's special athlete. Their quarterback special athlete. So I kind of went away a little bit from the blitzing aspect of it and said, well, let's just cover because they're too good back there if you get them loose. And so, but again, our kids did their jobs. They got confidence as the game went on. They didn't panic when they got up on us quick. And so good to see the kids respond the way they did. I'm happy for them.
And for the first time in a while, a lot of those other guys got in the game tonight. You got to see a whole new crop of faces out there.
Huge team win. Huge team win, and good for them. And I tell you what, it's been a tough week from a practice standpoint as far as, hey, where are we going with this thing? And our kids, they manned up a little bit and said, hey, we need to see this through. And, the season's flying so fast.
Yeah.
So we were running out of time there. So I was glad to see the way they come back tonight. But we're going to have our hands full next week. And then Streeter and Plano, I said to some reporters, I think the parity in the I-8 is as even as it's been.
It's incredible.
One of the even year I've ever been. I mean, and I know Coal City at first was taking off, but now they've run into some injuries. They've had some tight games. And then Plano's playing better. Streeter's playing better. And then, here you go with that score tonight with Reed Custer and Lyle.
You talk about a game, not that you really need to spice up a rivalry all that much, but if they get that win tonight, and both of you are, I think, both 3-3 going into to next week, and boy, does that game start to mean a ton when you look
really
down
does.
the line.
Yeah, and no, and so I'll be honest. We'll see what it with them, whether they won or lost tonight, they're going to get momentum off of that, of how well they played Lyle. And so, you might as well next Friday night. Here we go. It's going to be a good one.
All right. Well, it's good to see the offense pile up some yards tonight,
great.
and your defense gets some things done, especially in the second half, and a good win for you guys tonight, and maybe that kind of sparks some momentum.
Hopefully we do. But boy, a great night for football. Nice and cool weather finally, and Friday night, and so happy for everybody. Hope everybody had a good time, and then we got some work to do, but tonight we're going to enjoy this.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach. Thank you for joining us here on the postgame. We'll talk to you again before next week.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, so Coach Jeff Reinsch joining us here on the postgame show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center as the Wildcats get a good win tonight, 63-28 over Herscher, and a game that saw Wilmington rack up more than 500 yards of offense. He mentioned Connor Dempsey, 250 yards rushing.
2 interceptions.
Some touchdowns. You get 2 interceptions. You get a blocked field goal. I mean, there's a –
And he had another one in his hands and dropped it.
All right, well, before we wrap things up, is anything final from that?
It's tied now.
It's tied?
It's tied with 2 minutes left.
Oh, for crying out loud. All right, tied at 21, and all the air just went out of my balloon over here.
One's still tied too. Streeter-Mantino.
Streeter-Mantino still tied at 9? I don't know what's going on at Mantino, but well, okay. I mean, who knows? Reed Custer still has a shot, 21-21 at Lyle. No matter what, we're wrapping this thing up because it's been a fairly long day. So we'll see you next week from Reed Custer, 7 o'clock next Friday night for Wilmington and the Reed Custer Comets. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. Wilmington gets a win, 63-28. Both teams now at 3-3 out of this game as well, and Wilmington with a little bit of momentum going into next week. Big thank you to all of our sponsors tonight, especially our postgame sponsor, Warren's Collision Center. Big thank you for them to step up here this year once again and partner with us. So we'll see you next week from Reed Custer. You've been listening to Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network.